Hey guys, what's up? Last weekend was Crawlapalooza, and I took the Mattzilla U4 down there and had a blast with it. We tested the new Curry F9s while we were down there. They did great. The whole truck did great. I was able to bring home a couple of pieces of hardware over the weekend, and overall just had a blast. You can see that I did end up changing the tires out. I threw the growlers back on. Growlers are not my favorite tire overall, but Disney is basically solid rock in most places. It's literally just rock as far as you can see in the areas, and just it's super rough, and these tires actually did pretty well. The RC4 drive Gladiators I had on there were just not going to cut it for me, so Eddie from Crawler Innovations was the title sponsor for the event, so he was there on hand. He had some foams and things like that, so I took those off and ended up throwing some of the 4.75-inch tall Little Nova tires in here. It's soft in the front, medium in the rear, and that turned out to be a great little combination, and it really ran well after that. So I was really happy to switch back to these tires for last weekend. Later on again, it will likely see a tire change again, but for now, it just did fantastic. Now, with the F9s, I really beat on this rig to just try and test those F9s as much as I possibly could. Like I said, it's solid rock down there, so throwing a little 1.9 down there with that 3S brushless at speed, it really got into him. And I mean, I just full throttle into some nasty rock situations, put some good wear on them, some good testing. Didn't have any issues at all with the front end. Did end up blowing the locker out of the rear end. So other than that, though, that was a pretty simple deal. I also threw my 2.2 mud bashers from the mud truck. Threw those on here and ran a couple of things in the 2.2 class just for fun. And while doing that, I was really throwing the truck around, just being crazy with it. You can actually see there, I had a little bit of a good collision with that front end, actually completely bending that back. I had added those braces into the that front support earlier this year during the rebuild. Lou actually has those in the newest Ultra 4 design as well, but if I wouldn't have had those there, I would have definitely caved that hood bar in again like I had earlier. But since I did add that, this impact was really nasty. I threw it off of a tall ledge, 3-foot ledge or so, came down square on there, pushed that in, and I actually also ended bending this bar here. You can see it kicks in now. It kicks to the outside. This bar is still mainly straight. It might have a little bend in it as well, but that one definitely has a bigger bend. I really, like I said, really threw some of that in there. That little piece of wire there, I use safety wire on occasion. That's how I attach some of my wires, so you can just see that, and that's how it goes down there. I just use a little bit there rather than a zip tie. I don't know why. I just something I do. Little things here and there. I did end up bending a couple of little nuts here and there. I used the Traxxas battery hold down pins. They're a 3mm threaded deal, and it's got that threaded, or that post with a hole in it, and that's what I use to keep the hood on at times. So those were a nice little deal to have. They come with the battery hold down straps, so if that's where if you're looking for them, you can get 2 sets of those, and that'll give you the 4. And that's what I was using to hold my hood on. I did end up ripping the back corner out of the hood during that whole excursion as well. But getting back to those axles, the whole truck held up awesome all weekend. Like I said, I did end up blowing the rear locker out at the end of the day. I didn't upgrade the locker while I was doing these, and did end up having that issue. Should have known, was really kind of expecting it. The only other issue I had is I actually ripped the eyelet out of one of the Revo rod ends. Now the whole front is actually kind of loose and flopping around a little bit. Those rod ends are really wasted now, especially at the chassis end. So all of that needs a freshen up, a rebuild, the whole deal. So, because like I absolutely punished this truck. The rear axle, same thing. You can see there quite a bit of rock rash on there. That lower screw may take a little bit of punishment, but just as long as you have good drivers, the internal side of that thing is going to be fine. Probably have to clean it out a little bit when you run it, but nothing that should surprise you there. Just another look at these F9s. again, if you didn't see the first video going over this, these are the new Vanquish Curry F9 housing. The F9 is what the full-size version of this same style axle is called. It's got a true dropout third member. That third member's got the larger bearing on the inside of the pinion, standard bearing on the outside. One thing is this pinion support, while it looks like it comes off, that's just a scale feature. You wouldn't have to add those screws if you didn't want, and that slit is actually just machined there for scale looks. It's not actually a full removable piece. But other than that, these are the XR10 with axles front and rear. So you'll see that I've got the Wraith outers on this thing. The scale outers is actually what I have on there. So absolutely love the axles. They did fantastic. The scale detail on them is great. You know, you can see the micro welds that are machined in actually, and the Curry nameplate badge, just like the full-size version. So that is what that did. Like I said, I did bring home some hardware. Got first in the hill climb again this year. I won that last year as well, same event with this truck. So good time there. And then I brought home fourth in the 1.9 class, King of Disney. So I had a good time running around this thing. Even me and my, I get more and more out of shape as I get older and older, but still a lot of fun, and like to run my butt off behind this truck. So every time, absolutely a blast. Now, around the shop, sorry about the beer bottles hanging out there in the background. It is dirty, but it is getting packed up at the same time. Remember, my tire rack up there was completely full. Took a lot of those down there to Crawlapalooza and sold those off. Sold a ton of parts off that were sitting around here. We had kind of a fire sale while we were down there because I am packing up this shop and planning for a move. So that'll all, more and more that will come. That's the reason for the delay on videos and the low production like you guys are seeing here. Just things are going to change. January, all for the best. Can't wait to show you guys what all's going on. The new location, the whole deal is going to just be fantastic. It's all for the hobby. Couldn't be happier about the whole deal. Just super, super excited. So with that, guys, thanks for hanging out, having fun, still, even with my lack of presence around here a little bit. So you'll see more coming up in the future and all that. But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.